when Ronaldo says he feels betrayed, I don't have any sympathy for him because I feel as though the person who betrayed him is himself. Because when you are taking a call from Sir Alex Ferguson, presumably the call came from Manchester City, come to City. You are not even the final piece because City were right there. You are just going to be there required to just score the goals since Aguero has left, and we've not yet moved on to the Haaland era at that point. And then the call comes from Sir Alex Ferguson. The call comes from his former teammates. You cannot be in City Blue. You need to come back to Manchester. And he makes a decision with his heart, which is strange for me because this is not who Ronaldo has been in his career. But when you decide to go back to Manchester United because this is the club of your heart, because your football father called you and your former teammates appealed to the romance of it all and they appealed to your emotions, what have you been doing for the past 8-9 years looking at Manchester United? Did you not know that this is who Manchester United are? Because he says as well, Chuck, that since Sir Alex Ferguson left, things at the club have not been the same. Did you not know that from the outside? We all know that by just looking at the situation as what it was. And when you consider the fact that this Manchester United side was being coached by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what did you imagine the situation was there? Because he's your former teammate. And you allowed yourself to be coaxed into this by your friends or your former teammates because they could not bear to see you be disloyal to Manchester United and play for Manchester City. Okay, don't go to City, but then go to whatever club is going to meet the ambitions for why you were considering leaving Juve to go to City. Now that you came into Manchester United and you found out they were exactly what all of us knew they were, now you were surprised. Pick up the phone, call Angel Di Maria, who's a former teammate of you. Ask him what the experience was at Manchester United. You decide to come in there, and then you find out that things are the way that they are, and now you feel betrayed. By who? This is all on him.
I think it's well put when you say you have no sympathy for him, but I think there is place for sympathy if you consider the fact that Jay Marafiga, they were in second position, right? It looked like they were on the up because they'd gone to the Europa final. They finished second. They were in the League Cup semi-finals, just a whisker away from making it to the final. They looked like they were getting better. Fine, it's all end of the day, but they look like they were getting better. He comes in the first season, he scores, he delivers. But I think what Ronaldo is complaining about in terms of betrayal is what's happened post the first season. And that's where my sympathy comes in, which, okay, whatever happened in Abu Maguire and the league form that was horrible, that wasn't that season. And Ronaldo got his fair share of goals, 24 goals, sharp. But this season, when you talk about the betrayal, Jay, there were stories of Oguti from Ten Hag or looking for another manager or whatever. And then if you think about it, for the bulk of the transfer window, nobody was getting signed. And then we get him last year on a free. And then there was the idea which Ronaldo doesn't want to be in this team because not only did we suffer last season, but we're not even making any moves in the transfer market. Whereas too, we also want you out. And now there's a story of him being shipped to wherever. I think there are things that he found out when he was in there. Because as much as he could have called Angel Di Maria, he probably called Bruno. Bruno's keep on. Oh no, sharp.
Bruno's from Sporting. Like Gumna available in United for
but
him.
In terms of, but they have ambition. He was flying at Sporting. He was doing well at Sporting, and Sporting was one of the contenders in the Portuguese league, along with Porto.
Portuguese league, not like upper level Champions League.
Not perennial. Teams, not perennial competitors. But in that season, those 2 seasons.
Toko Bruno is happy at United. I'd be happy at United, like coming from where he came from. This is Ronaldo. Which is why I'm like,
so who must
call up Di Maria. Chuck, when you say, for example, that the transfer moves did not happen, that he might have anticipated that would happen, again, I ask the question, you're a United fan. Is it not true that you guys have been complaining about the moves in the transfer market? Mm-hmm. Does Ronaldo not know that? When you say, Chuck, that the moves were not made, they've not been making the right moves for a long time.
Think about it, though.
The situation at United, even after finishing second, like I get on a footballing side, yes, you can maybe think to yourself, you know what, maybe I am the person to take them over the top. We were anticipating that as well. You know, I even had United perhaps winning the league title following finishing second. But on the side of what he's talking about, because it's operationally, like in terms of what is happening with upper management, in terms of how the club is being run, that's where his disappointment comes in. And I am saying that this has been the case for years. You need only go onto social media and just click through what United supporters are talking about with regards to the club. And they are not in the know in terms of what is happening. Even if you are speaking to Gary Neville. Gary Neville is always on TV, Chuck, one of your former teammates, talking about the fact that it is a mess what is happening at United in terms of how United is being run. You know this. You've got football people. Your agent is supposed to actually tell you that this is probably not a place you want to go to.
I hear you, but Barcelona's not being run very well as well. But the pool is better than ever. There are players who are not being paid, but people are still signing up to sign me.
And if you don't get paid by Barcelona after that, whose fault is that?
No, but listen to what I'm saying. Casey is uselainini ukuthi PK hlanganisa ukuthi ngizongena. I mean, people are still wanting to go to Barcelona, right? What I'm saying to you is this, Donna.
You're a fool.
No.
You're a fool if you want to go to a situation that turns out to be exactly what everybody has been saying it is or what it looks like.
I don't think that's the case with Ronaldo and Donna. I think...
and you're expecting not to burn.
I don't think Let me put it this way. Saying that was Let me put it this way. Ronaldo, when he came, right? Ronaldo is one piece. No Sancho, no Varane. It looks like, oh, this team finished seconds. They're going to do better with these signings. Ronaldo's saying, okay, we had a crap season. Everyone understands, Guti, regardless of the names on the team sheet, what we did on the pitch was not equivalent to the talent that's at Man United. Regardless of whether they're good signings or not, it's not equivalent because the past 2-3 seasons say, Guti, this team can do better, and they have done better. But what happened last season is a throwaway season, and so you can't really count it as a stat of here's how this team's trajectory is actually going. The next season, he's then saying, okay, you got me, you got Sancho, you got Varane. What else do we do to make this thing go better? Oh, in comes Malasia. It's like, if this is going to be what we had last season and we're going to stay with it, then I don't want to be here. I understand that frustration. That's not something last season.
And then in comes Anthony. And in comes your boy from Real Madrid as well. And you've got the coach.
Yeah, but already...
Who you don't respect.
Yeah, already he was betrayed, Gualapo. But here's what I'm saying, Duana Uti. I believe things broke down for Ronaldo in the second season. Yes, in the stadium, Old Trafford and the facilities looked like when he left when he was 20. That is a most bonelane. But what I'm saying is, it looked like things were taking a corner. Like who all of us were saying, "How Trippier we are in Newcastle," because Newcastle had been surviving relegation in the bottom half. We are they're in fifth now. Things change in football, and you can say to Ubanban we happy. I mean, Chanaloglu went from AC Milan to Inter. AC won the league. Before he was at Inter Milan, you could say we are happy. All I want to go to Champions. He doesn't win it.
No. He's going to Champions. Yes, and as I'm saying, on the football side of it, I can get with that because you don't anticipate that Sancho is going to be a flop, which is what he's been up to this point. You don't anticipate that you're not going to get Champions League Varane at Manchester United, which up to him being joined by Martinez this season hasn't looked good in that United shirt. But then the moves are being made, and maybe you are quite happy with those moves, which is one thing that, you know what, I don't think the football that is being played or the level of football is what I want. I want to move to somewhere else. That I get. That's a totally different chat to me saying that when he says he feels betrayed by, for example, he speaks about the fact that Ralf Rangnick was being brought in, and for him, the question was, this guy is not even a coach. I don't even know who this guy is. Why is he coming into Manchester United? And for me, that is a typical Manchester United move under the Glazers since Sir Alex left. In terms of what he's talking about, other people may have thought, okay, Ralph is maybe the person you want to bring in. And if he had bothered to research Ralph, he would have known that this guy has built teams up before. I feel that comment is in hindsight because of how terribly it went, that he's like, that guy was even terrible, you know? And if he believed that at the time, right? If he believed that at the time, give him the benefit of the doubt, then this was not something that was supposed to surprise him in terms of the hires that Manchester United are making and have been making since the departure of Sir Alex Ferguson are in line with hiring a Ralph. This is not David Gill. David Gill is not sitting up there making signings along with Sir Alex. United fans, again, have been going on about the fact that we have accountants who are making these decisions for us. And if not Ronaldo himself, Chuck, let me take off the pressure from his shoulders as a fully grown man who's able to make decisions for himself. He's got a team around him. Maybe let him not be the person who worries about how are things run at the club. He has a team around him. They can do that research and they can come back to him and give him the advice in terms of this is probably not a place you want to be at because these are the things that we're hearing. Instead, what he goes with is the word of the coach who no longer is there, the players who no longer are there. You are the one who's going to be dealing with that situation when you go in there. There is no way you thought that Manchester United are maybe even a halfway run as well as a Real Madrid, for example, or one of the best 10 run clubs in Europe, and you still made the decision to go there. This is all on you.